because they believed in God, they built St Paul's Church right there in Clapham. A lot of people don't realise, but they sold off all our schools. So that really upsets me, because something illegal, probably the scandal that we're seeing today of the MP scandal, of how much money and expenses, we're talking multi-trillions of pounds. They've sold off all our schools, and I'm very upset because I went to Henry Thornton School. I don't know if you know, but great people like Roger Moore went to Henry, Dickie Davis from the sports world, many greater people. It was one of the best grammar schools before it was one of a very good school, secondary school. And these schools have all been sold off, and yet we want to use people like you just did, Wilberforce's name. But the fact is, there's been such a big crime in this country where they've sold off all the primary schools, secondary schools. They've done real estate deals. That's why I said it's multi-trillions of pounds. So what I would like to know, if people like yourself would get into power, would you look at all the other scandals? Because we are throwing, because of bureaucracy and blue tape or red tape, there's so much trillions and trillions of pounds of the British taxpayers' money being wasted. I'm sure you would agree with that.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point, and it's funny how you're just talking about big issues like greed, and one of the politicians that inspires me most was Abraham Lincoln, who understood that slavery would divide a nation. And I think what you're talking about is a general surge in a troubling area where property, development, flogging things off, who knows even if that's contributed towards the massive debt we have as a country, has really peaked. And I think you're right, and it's well, I'm prompted by your change of thinking, but plead ignorance on so much of it, because I'm such a a young, inexperienced man trying to make a difference. But I'm glad or saddened, but glad to be informed of areas where I might be able to help if the miracle happens.
On the contrary, Mr. Tom Fox, I find you're a very intelligent man. That's the reason I took as Greeky line. Most people on there have been asking, is that Greeky line from BBC Radio London? And the reason is because I haven't been on the airways for a few months now. The reason being, the politicians, the MPs of today, actually, you must know probably, this country runs on common law. The law of the land is common law. All of these MPs, 228 of them, have actually broken the biggest law. They've actually taken money from all the sovereigns and the Queen, as far as I'm concerned, and the Parliament, Lords and everybody. They have taken this money, and no one has gone to jail yet. Now, if everybody wants to know why I'm not calling the BBC anymore as Greeky Lion, and why I'm not calling any of the many stations, that's why some of them are out here on the station that we're on today with DJ Henry, and the reason I'm not is because no politicians, I haven't seen anybody go to jail. All I'm seeing is everybody's going to pick up, play all these big charades. All the MPs are doing a back door, they're running out of the back door, literally. They've got away with literally breaking the biggest law of the land, common law. This country still runs on common law today. So until I see a 228 politicians actually go to jail, that's the change that you're speaking about, maybe, because we are not going to have any change until we do see 228 at least of them going to jail. I'm not sorry, I'm not running for May elections this year.
Yeah. But you inspired me by your reference to Henry Thornton, because one of the things that people misunderstood about William Wilberforce, that he was empowered and greatly aided by what were called the abolitionists. And James Stephens, was that the name of the lawyer that basically said, look, if you want to do something in the House of Commons, you've got to be shifty. It says in the scriptures, be innocent as a dove and wise as a snake. So I want to be allied to that sort of thinking, and this is why we're going to go to the streets with our soapbox and try and draw people's admiration, or we're just going to try and use a tactic, because it's an ugly, dirty snake pit, and my faith teaches me to attack the system, not the person, though at times I find it so hard to conform to that.
You seem actually as passionate as I am.
Well, I'm deeply troubled.
And it's deeply troubling, especially when you yourself, people like actually and there's other people in Parliament right now who actually know the right from wrong. And there's a lot of other things happening right now. There's a 2-year case Parliament right now between me and you, and the first time to hear on any station has just questioned the Brussels sprouts, I call them, by the way, the boys in Brussels, the MEPs, and they've actually squandered from 2006 for sugar protocol countries, non-EU countries, 3.5 billion of our pounds. Question for the second time just now. The second question has gone into the EU. What's happening with our £3.5 billion, which are, by the way, British taxpayers' money from none of the other not EU countries, and we don't mind it's gone to 15 non-EU countries, because the reason was there's change from sugar growing and they need to grow other crops because we need to buy the crops. So it was going to help each other, because you know we've got a food starvation right now going on around the world, and that's why it doesn't hit Sainsbury's or any of the other big supermarket brands out there.
Well, I kind of agree with your suggestion that, you know, we live in a sort of complacent world, and just because we were instrumental in helping in Europe under Winston Churchill and extinguishing fascism, we've behaved like idiots before. We behaved like idiots when America was formed. You look at the founding fathers, Thomas Jefferson, Abraham Lincoln, George Washington. Those were men of integrity,
brilliant people,
and awesome people. And we have this complacency and arrogance in Britain, which really, really troubles me. And that is why I'm worried about the BNP, because here they are, they're rising up. I saw Nick Griffin shaking someone's hand today. He's lying through his ass. His dogs are called Anne and Frank. You know, he holds some very strange ideas. And you know, I think that they were a young party, Hitler's party before he was. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if Parliament isn't reformed, this is why reform in Parliament is more important than who wins the election, and that is what I'm running for, because we don't trust them. It's good if you and I can leave and go, right, we'll go right wing, left wing or liberal, but we don't have the privilege of being able to even choose our political preference, because we don't trust the system that, you know, governs us.
Well, I wouldn't worry about that particular party, because they were on Newsnight, was it a few months ago, and they made a total disaster of themselves. Why I would worry, and I'm going to bring something to your attention, is that most politicians, until they heard me on the BBC Radio London, until they heard me on that station, they didn't even know what parliament meant, and then you found out they all wanted to do a run out the back door. Parler is French to speak. Ment is Latin for lies. The house that we actually voted for is called Speaking Lies. So why would I vote for parlement when it's two words put together, parler to speak in French, meant from, you know, the old ancient language of Latin? That means lies. So
I come back to the old Abraham Lincoln line where he goes, "I do not fight to win, I speak to, you know, I fight to speak the truth." But we all, let's be real, I definitely can have been greedy at certain times in my life. I've done things that I'm not proud of, but Abraham Lincoln, again, he said, let us appeal to our better instincts, not our let us appeal not to our easy instincts, but our better angels. So it's just that we don't look at the politicians and recognise people that are aware of their own sense of shame. And you look at them, and when Michael Martin tried to cover up that expenses thing, and he got a peerage, and you know, Nick Cohen in The Observer wrote 2 weeks ago, he said, if you steal £1,000, you go to jail. If you steal $1 million, you get a peerage. It's the system that needs to be changed. Unfortunately, otherwise you just become, or we just become polarised on one side and start to loathe each other. And really, what we don't need to do that. We need to take these people on to reform the system. It will be easy to become sort of furious, but
where a question for you, because a lot of things actually what you just said there are very true.
Closer to the mic.
And what I would like to say as well is a man like Boris Johnson, first of all, his grandfather, Turk, married a lady, came into this country. Correct me if I'm wrong, I think he was an American boy. Yeah, he wasn't born in England.
He was an Etonian, I know.
Yeah, right. And he's ended up being a man who was a Londoner, Ken Livingstone. Which I know this is not true, they fixed that. Nobody even knew who Boris Buffoon, as I call him, Johnson, was. And suddenly we've got a man that I like to call FBI and CIA running our people in London, saying he's the mayor of London. But no one even heard of the man. And you're telling me that Ken Livingstone lost. The truth is, between me and you, inside information, Ken Livingstone didn't lose. That's why the damage that you're saying you like to fix, it's gone so bad. I know politicians who told me they don't even want their sons to be a prime minister of this country, and even turned around to me, why don't you table the questions, Greeky Lion? And I said, because I've got no plans of becoming PM of this country or any president of any other country.
Okay. But you've got a lot to inform us.
Right, we've got a little bit of feedback on the actual line at this moment. We've got a guy called Ben. I'm going to use the word, excuse what I'm going to say. He says, bollocks, mate, you should be lucky that you are not in Iran. And he said to the man talking, Owen, in the Battersea area, you can tell Greeky how it is. And Paula Fromage in the Battersea area, she says, hello Tom, we agree. So my guests are in the studio right now. We have Greeky Lion and also Tom Fox, who represents Battersea for Britain. If you want to get involved, please, 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 go into the music reaction, send a message. Sorry? Send a message in, and please, I'd like to get some feedback, some questions. Send some questions to these guys. Okay then, let's move on to some music. And also, as we know, Greeky Lion is also a music producer, singer, songwriter, and here is one of Greeky's tracks.
One of my new tracks. Yeah, that's why people love me all around the world. Like, they got reggae, she's a dance.